Good morning. We'll be looking at noun. Now, as you all know, that's one of the fundamental area of the English language for you to understand your grammar. And under your grammar, you also have your words, your noun. And basically, uh, noun, name or person, animal, place, or things, as you normally know. But that is not what your question will definitely will dwell on. And when you look at English language has to do with set of rules and regulations. You understanding the rules and the ability for you to apply these rules in the course of examination is very, very paramount. You get it now. So in the course of our discussion, we'll not dwell more on what or now, rather we'll look at types of what of now. Now, other types of noun, we have what? We have the proper noun, we have the what? The proper noun. Common what? Common noun. Then maybe we have the what? We have proper noun, we have common noun, we have abstract. Abstract what now? Then we have what? The concrete. Concrete what? Concrete noun. Let me just shorten it here. Now, basically, we'll be looking at the types of noun one after the what the other. When talking about what about proper noun, look at it, proper noun. A proper noun is used to denote what? A name or person, animals, or what, and places. Now, one unique thing you need to understand about what about proper noun is that what? It starts with the use of what? Of capital letter. It starts with the use of what? Of a capital what? Letter. That is a name of what? A name of a person, a name of what? Of a person, comma, animal, comma, things, comma, right? Must start. Let me write it to what? The capital letter. Must what? Start. Must start what? With a capital letter. Must start what? With a capital letter. It is very, very, very compulsory that this must start what? With a capital letter. Now, in the course of your reading, any passage, in the course of your reading any relevant articles or etc., you will see that a word will probably what appear. A word will probably what appear starting with all the capital letter. Then you can recognize such words to what to be what a proper what a proper noun. Now, another thing that you also need to understand what a proper noun is. A proper noun is used. It is a noun that break other rules or what of grammar. That means that what it can be applied in any aspect of your writing without the necessary use of any of the head marks, which are what the punctuation what marks. Your punctuation marks are what are the exclamation. Your head marks are the exclamation marks, the full stop, as well as all your question mark. So these are three head marks that in the course of you don't need to apply any of this mark before you apply your proper noun. And like I normally say, I normally enlighten your student that what there is no much difference between your proper noun as well as the definition of your noun itself. Now, the opposite of your proper noun is your common noun, as the name implies. Common nouns. These are things that are what you are very familiar with. They are very common in our environment, our society. Now, example of common nouns are what we have schools, we have church, we have pen. Just like what it's inversely of your proper noun. Your common noun, your common noun must start in as much as what your proper noun is starting with a capital letter. with a what? With a capital letter. Now, the opposite of your what? Of your proper noun is your what? Is your common. Is the use of what? Or small what? Is the use of what? Small letters. Is the use of small letters. Is the use of what? Small letters to start your what? Your words. That is a noun. Now we have another aspect of noun, which is abstract noun. Under abstract noun, these are nouns that cannot be seen, but we can definitely feel it. These are nouns that cannot be seen, but we can definitely feel it in our environment or society. Examples are what? Under this, we have what? We have a faith. We have faith, right? We have what? Wisdom. We have wisdom. We have faith. We have wisdom. We have love. We have love. Then we have death. Death. Now, there's a misconception here, and I would need to clarify that. When you say faith, of course, you might necessarily not see faith, but you see the result of faith. And faith used in this sense, sorry, let me change this back to small letter. Faith used in this sense doesn't denote the name of a person. It doesn't denote a name of a person. Please get to know that. Faith used here simply means that is something that is invisible. It's not visible. It's not something that you can see. Is metaphysical. But of course, you can see the effects of action or reaction. Do you understand now? Say from this stand, when I say wisdom, somebody is full of wisdom. That means that the choice of his words, the outcome of his products would definitely will see the elements of creativity is in it. That's all. This person is actually full of wisdom. When you say love, expression of excitement, expression of happiness. Do you get it now? You tend to see the word love, but not love in time of in time of noun, like as a person. You can see the use of the capital letter as a person, but you are seeing love as time of of metaphysical, something that is not tangible. That is tangible. That is not tangible. That is the aspect of this. So in this sense, it is called abstract. Used now also as abstract. So that is why in your options, in the course of your examination, you need to identify when love is used in the sense of of a proper noun, like something that can see, that you can physical, a physical thing that you can see, which is this number one, right? Then you also will try as much as possible to also understand the fact that when love can be used in time of something that cannot be seen, but as an expression of happiness, as an expression of feeling. So you tend to go for this. Do you get it now? So try as much as possible to know the difference between love within the context of be it a noun as a person physically, while love being as something that you cannot see, but you can feel. So that is the categories of of a proper of abstract noun. Now, going further from this, you also understand how countable under countable noun. Under countable noun, we have countable and and uncountable noun. But because of of your examination, UNILAG will never classify it as countable or uncountable noun. Rather, they will put it as as mass noun. Please know that. This is your countable noun, like your conventional understanding of or type of noun, countable or countable noun. Now, this this your countable noun and uncountable noun can simply another name that can be called is called mass noun. And this is probably what you'll be seeing in your what you'll be seeing in your past question or under the course of your examination, because the examiners also understand the fact that, oh, you must have gotten to know some of these traditional types of nouns before now. But then this another name for what for it, which is mass noun. Now, what do we mean by mass noun, which is subdivided into countable and uncountable noun? Take for instance, let me start with countable noun. Countable nouns, as it means, simply means that they are nouns that can be counted. Why uncountable noun? They are nouns that cannot be counted, right? This has been your the normal definition or the normal understanding over a time. But I'll put it to you now that, of course, you cannot really differentiate between countable and uncountable noun because of research. Now, when we talk about uncountable noun, right? You say uncountable noun cannot be counted, but there is a clause therein, true volume and measurement. True the use of volume and measurement, then that thing that is tend not to be countable can as well be now or be counted. So that's that you have the understanding that with the help of our sciences, they could able to measure those things that could not have been able to have mentioned far before now. Do you get it now? Or you can, for instance, you say give me you had two bags of rice. So how do you tend to know that it is 2 bags of rice? It's through measurement, right? Through measurement, you could able to have unraveled at the accurate measurement to be 2 bags of rice. So that means that as much as rice cannot be counted. Do you get it now? But through measurements, maybe 50 kilogram or 50 kilogram make 50 kilogram make a bag. Make a bag of a bag of rice, right? Now, through when I have 2 bags, then I will not be through measurement. I've gotten my 2 bags of rice. But on a general note, if you look at it generally, you will discover that you say that rice cannot be measured. So also water can be measured through volume. Through volume, you can take the measurement of water. Oh, that's why I can say 2 bottle water. 2 bottle 2 bottle water. 2 bottle water. So all these things is what you all need to get to know, to understand. Then again, you can also have the understanding of, you can also count some uncountable now using your articles. You also the use of your articles. You can make the use of your articles to get to understand how to count countable nouns as well as uncountable noun. Of course, don't forget that your articles we have definite articles and an indefinite article. We'll say the example of definite article. We have your A. Of indefinite article, you have your A, then you have your an. So these are 2 examples of your indefinite article. When you talk about your definite article, we have your D, right? You have your D. You have your D like this, to be your definite articles. Now, given this, when you say a cup of rice, when you say a cup of rice, okay, let me put it properly. Let me start with a capital letter. A cup of rice, right? What do you mean here? Because of your article A, You've been able to identify this this a cup of rice. This will be what this A represents 1 cup of rice. Okay, are you getting it now? 1 cup of rice. So with the use of our article, right? You're able to identify that uncountable noun, which is rice, can now be counted with the use of what of your articles. So you see also need to get the understanding of that when it comes to the use of your article, definite and indefinite articles. Now, far beyond this, what will be central to your question is this mass noun. Is this mass noun? I believe we also get past question to actually justify this position. Is your mass noun that will definitely determine that you probably be seeing in the course of your examination. Now, another aspect that is so vital about noun that you need to know, it is the grammatical name and grammatical function. The grammatical name as grammatical function. Yes, you can't do without that in your examination. The grammatical name and grammatical function. So before we delve into that would run that we need to look at the word phrase. What do you understand by phrase? What do you mean by phrase? I'm still coming down to noun phrase. That's I just briefly will introduce you. The aspect, I'm just taking it sequential, the aspect that will go in line to your questions and your expectation therein. Now, excuse me. I'm still coming back to now. I'll still be addressing now, but this time around, we'll be looking at noun phrase. But before we delve into noun phrase, now before we delve into noun phrase properly, right? Before we delve into noun phrase properly, what do you understand by a phrase? It's very, very important for you to. What do you understand by what? Number one. What do you understand by what? Phrase. There are 2. What do you understand by clause? What do you understand by clause? Then again, you can go as far as looking at your sentence. Your sentence. What do you understand by your sentence? So these 3 things will play very instrumental value in understanding of what you know now known as GF and GN, which is grammatical function, grammatical functions, and grammatical name, grammatical function and grammatical name. It's very, very, very important that you look at grammatical function and grammatical name. And before you can give answers to grammatical function and grammatical name very, very well, then you must know your grammar very, very well at the same time. Grammar very, very well. That is, you should be able to understand, you should be able to identify that each root word or each word, which part of speech does it belong to? Are you getting it now? So we'll take our time to still look at all these things one after the other. One after the other. But again, let's start with a phrase first. It is very, very important because I want us to cover some things about noun phrase. So before the end of this class, you should be able to identify a noun phrase, right? Now, we should be able to talk about what are the functions of noun phrase: subject, object, complement, apposition to a preposition, and subject complement, object complement. So, but before we get that, let's understand what we mean by phrase. Now, again, let me use time again to also traits that talk about what is a phrase? No. No examiner will ask you what is a clause? No. No examiner will ask you what is a sentence? No. Now, it is the course of our discussion that we can actually break all this thing down. Now, why breaking it down is for you to understand the tricks, the rules behind it, because it is on the basis of the rule that you take into the word examination that you apply it to any of the question. Are you getting now? So ability for you to remember what the questions, to remember you read the question, you understand the question, then you should be able to remember the rules that govern such a question. That is when you can apply it appropriately. So that is why I always emphasize and also re-emphasize again that no examiner is going to ask you what is a phrase. No examiner is going to ask you what is a clause. But what the examiner is expecting from you that when you see the question, you identify what the question, then you can simply say that this is what a phrase, this is what is a clause. Okay. Now, let me start. What is a phrase? A phrase are a group of words. I repeat, a phrase are a group of words that does not make a complete sense. That doesn't make a complete sense. Let me write that out. A phrase, a group of words a phrase, a group. Huh? Hello?
That does not have a finite. That does not have a finite verb.
Yes, you are right. It doesn't have a finite verb. And what do you understand by that? The word finite verb. Huh?
A finite verb is a verb that shows agreement with the subject or sentence.
A finite verb is a verb
that shows agreement.
Come again.
With the subject. A finite verb is a verb that shows agreement with the subject of the sentence. And it also indicates if the action
All right, fine. Sorry for the slight interruption and glitches or the network. Now, we have finite verb, and we have non-finite verb, right? Right? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, just understand this. Please, I'm begging you. Just understand this. Now, want to talk about about finite verb. Finite verb that's subject to change in sentences in time of your present, past, and past participle. Are you getting now? For example, we have what come, right? We have what come. Don't forget that there are some verbs that they are present. It also has the same thing as their past participle.
Sir.
And how do you now know this?
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, please repeat that finance verb. Repeat that finance verb.
Okay. Okay, fine. I said a finite verb, right, are verbs that are subject to change. I get it now. It has its present, it has its past, and it has what? It's past participle. That is why I'm giving this example. We have what? Come, came, come, right? Come to what will be present, came past, and come to what will be past participle. And I also emphasize that what? There are some verbs that what? That their past participles still take the functions of their what? As their present. A good example is this kind of what? Verb. And a good example is what? Run, ran, run. But how do you now determine that it is functional as what? As past participle. You have your verb had. Do you get it now? You have your verb had before what? The main verb. That is why you now determine that what? Oh, this kind of this verb is functional as what? As past participle, right? Now, when you talk about your non-finite verb, your non-finite verb are verbs that cannot subject to further change. Just get the two illustrations. Your non-finite verbs are verb from the one none from the word none. Your non-finite verbs are verbs that can never what be changed again. E.g., we have a good example like coming, ing. Can this be what? Be changed to any other thing again? No. You have your gerund of what? Ing. Can this be changed? You have the word like going. This cannot further what be changed to what? To any other word, any other words again. Then you have the word like watched. W-A-C-H-E-D. Watched. Do you get it now? So these are your what? Your non-finite verb. Do you get it now? So that is why when the person was defined what? A phrase and what? A group of words that does not contain what? That good of words. A phrase or group of words that does not have what? Finite verb, but it. Are you getting it now? Okay. So when you say that what? A phrase, I just break it down for you to understand. When you say that what? A phrase, a group of what? Of words. A group of words. That does not have what? A finite what? Verb or verbs, right? Now, you now understand what we mean. That's for you to identify a group of words without verbs, then it is called what? A phrase. Now, the opposite of what? Of phrase is your what? Is your clause. A clause, a group of words that contains what? A finite what? Verb, right? Now, when you talk about what? About a clause again, there's no way you can differentiate between your clause and a sentence. Because when a clause makes sense, make a complete sense, and a phrase does not make a complete sense, then a sentence also what? Makes what? A complete what? Sense. Now, that's what to that. If you have any question, you can definitely what? Ask. Yeah, we'll look at all right. I just have little time more, but then let me just do this. Now, when you talk about what? About a noun phrase. A noun phrase are words that have to do a group of words that deals with what? With head word in what? In a sentence. A noun phrase are a group of words that deals with what? With head word. A what? A noun phrase. A noun phrase are what? A group. A group of words. A group of what? Of words. That deals what? With head. Head. That is what is the main focus. And it's normally be what? A phrase. Now, for example, let me just quickly use the example. The man at the beautiful what? Beautiful gate is my father. Now have that. Now, if I underline this, right? If I underline this, so the one I underline happens to be what? To be my what? My head word in this sentence. Now, and this my head word is also what denote what now phrase. Because when we break it down, you look at this one as what? As an article, right? As an article. You look at this one as what? As a noun. You look at this as what? As an article, right? You look at this one as an adjective, right? Adjective. So basically, everything here that I've underlined. Okay, down to what even gates. Yeah, down to gates. Gates also what? A noun. Everything I've underlined here is the head word of what? Of this sentence. As such is what? It's a noun, right? Not ordinary noun, it's what? It's a noun phrase. Now, because of my time, let me just do this. If I'm to determine the what? The GN and what? And GF of this now, which is what? Grammatical name and what? A grammatical function. Looking at the perspective, looking at it from the perspective of the first word I underline, you can even say that what? Can confidently what? Say that what? This is what? It's a what? It's a noun phrase. This is what? A noun what? A noun phrase. This is what is a noun phrase, right? Now, how do I now determine what my grammatical function? How do I know the functions of of this underlying word, or the whole word in line to the whole word sentence? Now, under noun phrase, we have functions of what of noun phrase. Number one is subject of a verb and what? Object of a verb. Is more than that, but let me just stop with these two. Now, when talk about what? About subject of a verb. Now, when a noun phrase occupies first position in a sentence, I recap, when a noun phrase occupies first position in a sentence, now it functions as the subject of the verbs that follows it. Look at this example now. And let me define, I should have written it, but I don't have the time again. But let me define again. When a noun phrase occupies first position in what? In the sentence. Now, looking at this sentence now the underlined word occupies what? First what? Position in what? In this sentence now. Now, the grammatical function, it what? It will serve as what? As the subject of the verb. That what? That follows what? It. Now, if you look at this whole sentence now, you will discover is here, is here, is here. Is what? Is the verb that follow the word, the head word underlined here. Is here is what? Is the verb that followed what? The head word underlined here. So as such, if you have to give answer what to this question, when talking about what? About the grammatical function, you now say what? You say what? Subject. Subject. Why is this subject? You ask your question, why is this subject? Now, just in your normal subject, what takes what the form position, the carrier, yes, the doer, or the action, the person or something what that carry out what the action. Do you get it now? So now that is why it occupy what? The first position. So you now say subject, subject of the what? The verb. Due to what? To the definition that clearly said that what? When a noun phrase occupies first position in what? In a sentence. Now, the grammatical function will not serve as what? As the subject of the verb that follows it. And immediately after this underlying word now, the subject of the verb that follows this underlying word is what? It is. And one thing that you need to do is that what? You put what? Inverted or comma, showing what? You are making emphasis on what? On the what? The verb, what is. You get it now? the subject or what of the verb what is. So at this point, if you have any question, you can ask. Wait. Okay. All right. So if you have any question, and if there's no absence of no question, then we shall be meeting in our next class. But in our next class, we'll definitely discuss on what or object what of the verb. We also give the example. So look at what object of the verb. We look at what subject complement. We look at what object complement, right? These are what functions of what of noun phrase. Object complement, object complement, then apposition